leave here feeling that you are empowered with more knowledge than you came here with. The main intent of this whole program is to give you an education so that when you go in for service for your automobile, you're not going to be taken advantage of, because it happens way too often in this industry, and I can't stand it. And the best way to do that is to educate people. That's where we come up with knowledge is power. AC Delco is the person that has put this knowledge is power seminar together. We want to answer all your questions. We want you to leave here feeling that you are empowered with more knowledge than you came here with. The instrument cluster, that's what we all look at, and it's got all these little icons on there, also known as idiot lights. There's a reason for that, by the way. We'll get to that. The temperature icon. It illuminates when engine temperature reaches a preset temperature and alerts driver that engine may be overheating. Yes, that light will come on when it's too late. That's why they call it an idiot light. Pretty much, yeah, hello, I'm overheating. Too late. Break out your checkbook. That battery icon, picture of a little battery, when it comes on, usually means that the alternator is not charging. Not necessarily too late, no. If you continue to drive with that battery light on, your engine will stop running, guarantee it, because it's going to run out of electricity. Because remember, the engine runs off the alternator. If the alternator does not work, it now has to run off the battery. The battery is a storage device. It can only store so much. It will run out of energy. When it runs out of energy, your car will stop. Hopefully you're somewhere in cell phone zone and not out in the middle of nowhere with the vultures. The oil pressure icon, this one is great. It will come on when you have no oil pressure. When you have no oil pressure, it is too late. If you have an oil pressure gauge, it's a good idea to keep an eye on the oil pressure gauge. It's a good idea to keep an eye on your oil level. At least every 2 or 3 times that you're filling your fuel tank up, you should be checking your engine oil level. You should do this until you get a good idea of how much engine oil your engine actually uses. If you go over the recommended service mileage on your engine oil will break down. That's what they call thermal and viscosity breakdown. When it reaches that point, you will burn it at a faster rate. So you see these cars with 3,000 or 4,000 miles on it, 5,000 miles on it, you're going to start seeing them burn a lot of oil. You say, I just checked it and it's 1,000 miles later and I have no oil, my oil light's on. Well, that's because your engine oil broke down and then it just got consumed. Service engine icon. It illuminates when a problem is detected by the engine control computer. It is affectionately known as a MIL, malfunction indicator lamp. Oftentimes it looks like an engine. Sometimes it says check engine. Sometimes it says service engine soon. Sometimes it says service engine now. Sometimes it's red. Sometimes it's amber. It's supposed to be amber. If it's an amber light and it lights, it's telling you the computer is recognizing a problem. If you have a later model car, 96 and newer, and it starts blinking at you, it's telling you you could have a possible catalyst damaging misfire happening in the engine, and you need to get that checked right away. That light better not ever be blinking. It can come on because you didn't tighten your gas cap, because it ran a check. It could come on because your oxygen sensor is stuck lean. It could come on because your map sensor is no good. It could come on for thousands of reasons. When you start looking at these, there's hundreds upon hundreds of trouble codes. So when the check engine light comes on, it's going to have a code stored. We have to go into it with a scan tool and find out what the code is. We get the code, we get its definition, we go to the computer, we look it up and find out what it is and what it's going to take to find out what's going on with it. So oftentimes you get a common complaint, well, my check engine light is on. There's thousands of things that can turn it on. It may or may not be the same problem. It's always a good idea to get it checked to know if it's something that needs to be taken care of right away or it's something that could wait. Because you won't know until you know what it is. And if people say, oh, it comes on all the time. Well, and it goes out, and it comes on, and it goes out. Well, what if your oxygen sensor is failing, your car is running too rich, your catalytic converter is getting filled up too fast, and now you got an $1,800 catalytic converter you got to replace because you ignored that little light? It wouldn't be good. If it comes on and says you have an evaporative emission leak because you didn't tighten your gas cap, well, it's not quite as harmful. It's only harmful to the atmosphere and the people around you, but not detrimental to your car. All right, anti-lock braking system, ABS. You have a little light up there that says ABS. It illuminates when a fault in the ABS system is found. It also means that it's going to turn off the ABS system, because if it knows there's a problem, it knows it can't react properly, so it's just going to turn itself out. So when that light comes on, you do not have anti-lock brakes. The brake light comes on when you set your parking brake. Comes on when your brake fluid level is low. Comes on if you have an imbalance in brake pressure in your braking system. Is this a big problem? Can be. Could be your parking brake light. You don't really know. General Motors used that brake light, the red one, to indicate there was a problem with their ABS on their trucks. It came on at half brightness. How many people can tell if it's half bright or not? You don't really know. If you don't know, take it to your service provider and find out. Airbag light. This airbag light will illuminate every time you start your car. It will do its self-check, and if everything is fine, it will turn itself out. That means your airbag system is working. If that airbag light stays on, it means that there is a problem. You need to get that fixed. Red warning lights. You got anything red on your dash? It's bad.
Pretty red.
It's bad. Will your car still run? Probably. Yeah, but red's bad. When you have a red light, take it to somebody and have it checked. Supplemental restraint systems, SRS, airbag, ABS. A lot of these things are going to have red lights. Loss of oil pressure is going to have a red light. Coolant temperature overheat's usually red. Red's bad. Red's bad.